Hello. Wow, this is the sun setting. Crazy. You may not see my face. We'll see. Good evening, everybody. Bonsoir à tous. Buonasera a tutti. Guten Abend miteinander. Welcome to another live stream session from the beautiful lobby of the Royal Savoie in Lausanne, Switzerland. I'm Merit from I Am Yoga. It's actually today so warm outside. We might do the session as well outside, but every time I do it outside, the birds are so loud, you can barely hear my voice. So I decided to do it inside. It sounds like a jungle here outside on the terrace. It's really amazing. The birds are probably very happy that there are less people, but of course, we are very sad. It's still very strange to be here by myself. I miss you guys. But let's do some yoga together. Today's subject will be balance. I guess we all need balance in these days, physically, mentally, and also emotionally. We're going to start with the body, the balancing postures. And we want to try, while we're holding the postures, we don't want to hold the breath. We only want to hold basically the pose, because the breath is the number one tool that allows us to bring the body, the whole nervous system back into equilibrium. So when we're holding tree, eagle, all these beautiful poses, remind yourself to just breathe through it. And once we feel good in the body, we feel good in the head, then the emotions just follow. So the emotions are just the juicier part of all of this. Okay, so let's get started. Let's just come into seated position. I personally always like to sit on my heels. If you have any knee issues, you can place a blanket between, or you can also use a block or a thick book. In fact, it's very good if you have two thick books ready for the balancing postures. So, and then sit onto your block and just open up the knees to the sides. You can just be in a cross-legged position, or you can place one foot in front of the other. And take a moment and roll your shoulders up, back and down. And just take a moment here, close your eyes. And take a moment to settle in. Take a moment to breathe. And with every inhalation, you want to lengthen. And with every exhalation, you want to soften a little bit. Try not to have any clenching in your inner thighs. Just allow to release all the tensions. Completely relax your face. Make sure you're not biting your teeth. And then with your inhalation, circle the arms towards the sky. And with your exhale, take your hands in front of your heart. One more time. Long and deep inhale to circle the arms towards the sky. And with your exhale, take the hands in front of your heart. And then one more time, deep inhale to open up the arms. And with your exhale, hands in front of your heart. Just close your eyes. I think I need to actually cover. There's a little bit too much light on top. I just hope the mirror is not going to fall. So let's see. This is what we call a live session, guys. Always being creative. Doesn't help much, but let's continue. A little bit. Okay. So with your next inhale, circle the arms towards the sky. And with your exhale, take an easy twist towards the left side. Place your right hand on your left thigh, the other hand behind you. With your inhalation to lift the spine, and with your exhalation, twist. Ground through the sitting bones. Come back to the breath. Long and deep inhale to lift up the arms. And with your exhale, go to the other side. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. Inhale one more time. Open up the arms to the sky. And with your exhale, take your hands in front of your heart. Good. And then just come onto all fours. Good. Spread your fingers widely. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. The knees are underneath your hips. And we're going to mobilize the spine. With your inhale, lift up the tailbone. Chest reaches forward. Exhale, start to round your spine and look towards your navel. Long and deep inhale to open up the front side of the body. And with your exhale, start to round like an angry cat, black cat. Inhale, opening up again the front side, lifting up the tailbone, reaching forward with the chest. And now with your exhale, go back into your first downward facing dog. So press your hips up and back, and first keep a nice bend in your knees. You can place your belly onto your thighs, or if you can't reach, just towards the thighs. Keep it all long. Make sure that your neck is relaxed. And then just pedal out the feet. Lower one heel, then the other. Bend one knee, then the other. Make sure you feel at ease in your body. Well balanced. And then with your next inhale, ripple forward into plank, starting with the upper back, rolling forward. Come into a nice plank position. Keep it straight. Keep your legs strong. With your exhale, drop the knees to the floor. Take a long and deep inhale. Exhale, lower down, chest and chin to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Press the tops of the feet down and then just lift up the chest. Exhale to lower down. One more time. Long and deep inhale to lift up the chest. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, lower down. One more time, deep inhale to lift up. Hold it here. And remember, only hold the pose, not the breath. So just keep breathing in and out. If you want, you can lift up the legs and your hands as well. And just breathe here. And then relax. Let go for a moment. Maybe just shift your hips from side to side. Loosen it up. And then place your hands next to your chest. Long and deep inhale to lift up the heart. And then with your exhale, come into child's pose. Good. So the people on Instagram and Facebook, you probably wonder why I put this thing up there on the wall. It's because I saw on the screen for YouTube that there's so much light you can barely see. So good. Let's move on. Come back onto all fours. Move your hands forward. Come back into your downward facing dog. And then gently take small steps forward. Take your time, no rush. And just hang out here. Maybe sway it out from side to side. Loosen up your head and neck. And slowly start to roll up the spine, one notch at a time. And we are in the first standing position, which is mountain pose. Let's balance it out. So make sure you have your feet hip width apart. And you want to just maybe drift forward and backwards. And then find the middle. And then you can also just sway a little bit from left to right. And then find the center here. Once you're here, make sure you engage your legs, tummy in, and then roll your shoulders back and down and slightly open up the palms. You're going to start with a sun salutation. Long and deep inhale to lift up your arms. And with your exhale, dive forward. Take a long and deep inhale again to lift up the heart. And with your exhale, step back into plank. Take an inhale here. And with your exhale, either drop the knees or come straight halfway down. Long and deep inhale, either cobra or upward facing dog. Make sure the shoulders are out of the way. And with your exhale, down dog. Stay here. Breathe in and out. Always coming back to the simplicity of being. That's breathing. Inhale, come up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees and lightly step forward. You can take small steps or big ones. Inhale to lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Long and deep inhale. Come all the way up, leading with the heart, a flat back. And with your exhale, hands in front of your heart. You're going to do this one more time. Maybe speed it up a little, but keep your breath fluid. Deep inhale to lift it up. Exhale to dive forward. Long and deep inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, either step or lightly jump and lower halfway down. Long and deep inhale. Take your time, opening up the heart. Exhale into down dog. Stay in down dog for a long inhale and a complete exhale. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Inhale to lift up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Lightly step or maybe jump to the front side of the mat. Long and deep inhale takes you halfway up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, you might bend your knees a little bit and come all the way up. Root to rise. Exhale, hands in front of your chest. Okay, we're going to add on. So with your inhale, come into chair pose. If you need more balance, stability, you can keep your feet hip width apart. If you want to challenge, then take the feet together. Sit back and down and lift up the heart. Make sure your shoulders don't come up the way. You want to keep them down. And then just sit down a little bit lower. And take your hands in front of your heart. We're going to lift up the heels. Steady your gaze. See if you can sit lower, 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 lower. Let's go low. Good. And then gently come up with your heart. And then place your heels down. Long and deep inhale to lift up the arms. And with your exhale, forward fold. Now grab behind your legs. Roll the inner thighs back. Inhale, lift to lengthen. And with your exhale, forward fold. Belly is on your thighs. Relax your neck. So no clenching in your neck. Keep it all just relaxed. Good. Your next inhale takes you back into a comfortable chair. The chair is not there, just imagine. Exhale, sit lower. And with your inhale, come all the way up. Reach up towards the stars. And with your exhale, hands in front of your heart. Okay, we're going to add on. Deep inhale, circle the arms to the sky. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, step back with your right foot. Solid foundation. If you want, you can drop the knee, or you can just hold it steady. And then come on up and settle down in the blocks, the highway. And you start to lean forward. You can grab the blocks or you can come straight with your hands together into guerrier trois. Yes, now there you go, the Fringlish. Into warrior three. Hold it here. Maybe you decide now to come up, hands in front of your heart, maybe airplane mode, maybe arms alongside the body, or more advanced, extend your arms forward. Good. Now bend both knees and hug your right knee into the chest. Hold it here. Root down to rise up, balancing on one foot. Gently come back into warrior three first. Feel free to lower down your hands, gives you more stability. And then the same way we came in, we want to come out. Place your hands, deep inhale, come back into plank. Exhale, cycle through vinyasa, or maybe just come into downward facing dog. Hold it here. Good, and then lightly step or hop forward. Take a moment here, sway from side to side, loosen up completely. And then roll up the spine, one notch at a time. We're gonna float right into the next round. Long and deep inhale, lift up the arms. Exhale to dive forward. Inhale, step back with your left foot this time, solid in your foundation. And then long and deep inhale takes you up. Exhale to settle down first. So always check in with your body. Is there anything you can release more? You don't want to waste energy, so don't bite your teeth. Good. Hold it here. Now you're going to lean forward, strong in your back leg. Slide into a warrior three, guerrier trois. Hold it here. Good. If you want, you can play with your arms. If you need more stability, I recommend airplane or hands in namaste. Otherwise, you can play whichever you like. Slowly hug your knee into the chest. Root to rise. Imagine you have roots in your right foot. And then one more time. Into warrior three, transitioning into a low lunge position. And then cycle through vinyasa. And then from here, lightly step or jump. Take your time, no rush. If you're slower than me, doesn't matter. If you're faster than me, doesn't matter. Take your own pace. Slowly roll up the spine. Inhale to float your arms towards the sky. Exhale, reunite the palms in front of your heart. Take a moment, close your eyes. And you can one more time, just shift your weight forward and backwards, to the left, to the right, and then find the center here. Long and deep inhale, circle the arms to the sky. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale to step back with your right foot. Gonna balance again on the ball of the foot. Take a long and deep inhale to come up. And with your exhale, twist to the left. So we're moving with the left arm straight back, right arm forward. If you want to go deeper, take your left hand on the backside of your right leg and then reach up and over with your right arm. Good. Now we keep the twist and we come into a half moon with a torsion. So feel free to use the block. Place your right hand on that block. Keep your right leg super strong and then stack your left shoulder over the right and maybe you can extend your arm. You can see balance is always different. Just play with it. Don't take it too seriously. And then bend your front knee, step back, frame the front foot, and cycle through another vinyasa. And then gently step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to flat back, come all the way up, reach up high. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Good. You're going to do the other side. Deep inhale to circle the arms to the sky. Exhale to dive forward. Inhale, step back with your left foot, this time solid. And then come on up with a long and deep inhale, and with your exhale, twist to the other side. Good. And then maybe you can come deeper, opening up the left side of your rib cage. And then slowly keep the twist. And you can also, of course, do this without a block, but I like to use the blocks. Even if you could do it, sometimes it helps you to really come into the proper alignment. You want to keep the integrity at all times. Good, and then gently step back, frame the front foot, and then cycle through vinyasa. You can always skip the vinyasas and just go straight into down dog or child's pose. Inhale, lift up your right leg. Exhale, step the foot in between your hands. Root to rise, come on up. And one more time, you go into a warrior 3. Feel free to use the block or come straight into this warrior. And then bend your knee. And then we're going to plant the tree. So open up your hip. I'm going to face you. You want to open up the hip. Place your foot on the inside. Hands in front of your heart. And then root to rise. If you want, you can lift up the arms, but keep your shoulders relaxed. Steady like a tree. Press the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot. If it's too much, you can always have your foot below the knee or even on the ground. Of course, you can also hold on to a wall. Do what's convenient for you. Good. Now slowly, we're going to grab either just the knee with your left hand or with the peace fingers, grab the foot, big toe, and then kick it into the camera. Hold it here. And then slowly open up to the side. If you want, you can also just move with your knee to the side. Just always do your own posture, your own pose. Good. Slowly come back to the middle. We're going to switch the hands so we can actually have a little torsion as well. So the torsion, the rotation comes from the middle of the spine, from the navel, and then relax. Good. Come to the front of the mat. And inhale, exhale. Good. We're going to move on. With your inhale, lift up the arms. With your exhale, dive forward. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up your left leg. And with your exhale, draw the knee into the chest. And then slowly foot in between. Inhale lifts you up. Settle down. And then come again into your warrior. And draw the knee into the chest. Open up the knee to the side and plant your tree. Again, it can be on your own level. Just make sure it's not into the knee because that's not so good for the joint. Hold it here. Hands in front of your heart or expand. Good. And then just Stay here and breathe. Slowly lower down the arms and either grab your knee solid, or if you want, you can also grab the foot. Doesn't have to extend all the way. You can also have a bend in your knee. We're working slowly our way into the full pose, so don't rush it. And then opening up the hip, root down, rise up. And then one more time, back to the middle. Switch your hand. Extend your right arm. Kick it up. And then release. Shake it out. Good. Come back to the front of the mat. Gonna add a couple of more balancing poses. With your inhale, lift up the arms. With your exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lift up the chest. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. With your inhale, lift up your right leg. Exhale, step the foot in between. Good. From here, you're gonna come up again, root to rise. Hold it here. We're gonna come back into this warrior three. And straight from here, we come into eagle. So place your left knee on top of your right knee. And you can either keep your foot on the floor, make sure the hips are square. You can start balancing, or you can also have your foot behind your calf. Just make sure you don't shift to one side. You want to keep it stable. And then sit low like in your chair, but keep your chest lifted. Same thing with the elbows. Give yourself a hug. Straight hug, left elbow underneath the right. And then if you can have the palms together. Good. And then sit low all the way. Maybe you can make yourself like a little ball. So the elbows are in front of your knees. And then breathe deeply into the belly. It's supposed to massage the inner organs, digestive system. Good. Give yourself a self-massage. Slowly come on up, fly away like an eagle. Hold the balance and we go back into warrior three. Good. There's the wall, the shine. You're gonna step all the way back. We place the hands on the floor, cycle through vinyasa, or maybe take a child's pose or down dog. Hold it here. Maybe the heels can reach further down. Doesn't have to be, but when you want to challenge, and you've done it many times, engage your quads. So the hamstrings, the backside of the legs can open up more. Good. With your inhale, lift up your left leg. Exhale, gracefully step the foot in between. If you can't reach, there's always the option to just drop it and then take a little hop back with the other foot. And then again, root to rise. Keep it simple. Take your own time. Good. And then slowly come into warrior three. And then from here, you're going to set up for eagle. So right knee over the left. Make sure the hips are solid. And then maybe you can hook the foot behind. Doesn't have to be. Feel free to even keep your foot on the floor. And then just sit down on that chair again. Right elbow below the left. Hug yourself super close. These days it's like that, right? Good. And then palms together, lift up the elbows. And back to your breath. Steady the gaze. When you steady the gaze, you can actually concentrate better. If you get distracted by looking around and seeing other stuff, then you actually lose the balance. So keep the focus inside. Good. One more time, we're going to fly. No, we go down, if you haven't done it already. Just to massage the inner organs. Breathe into the belly. And then we're going to lift it up, fly away like an eagle. Come into warrior 3. Hold it here. I can't step into the cheminée, so I'm gonna turn around again. Big step back. Lift up the chest. Both hands down. Step back. Vinyasa. Good. And then from here, lightly step or jump forward. And then roll up the spine. Take a moment here. Stack your hips over your ankles, shoulders over your hips. Maybe close your eyes and come back to breathing. Simply breathing, simply being, standing still. Feel the heartbeat. We're gonna move on. Inhale to circle the arms towards the sky. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Hold it here. Good. Take a long and deep inhale, lift up your right leg. Exhale, step the foot in between. Now we're going to come forward into a standing split. So walk your hands slightly forward and then simply lift up your back leg. Strong in your back leg. You can keep it here or maybe try to balance and grab with your right hand behind your calf. If this feels okay, you might also challenge more and take your left hand behind your calf. Steady your gaze, keeping it at ease. Good. From here, we're going to go into a half moon. So grab your block or book, keep your right hand on that book, and then lift yourself up, and then you might keep your hand on your hip or extend your arm. And once you're here, you can try and grab the ankle. Good. So feel free to stay here. Feel free to stay in half moon, or some of you grab with your left hand the inner side of the foot. And we're going to come up into dancer. Dancing, pressing the foot into the hand. Chest is open. Good. And then slowly find your way back into a low lunge. Good. And maybe shift your hips a little bit. Place your hands, step back into plank, and then cycle through vinyasa. Take a break if you want. Add another vinyasa if you have to let the energy out. Always adapt your own practice. Okay, we're going to do the other side. We have two sides. So inhale to lift up your left leg. Exhale, step the foot in between. Setting up for a standing split. So don't worry about how high the back leg comes. Doesn't matter as long as you keep it steady, engaged. And then start to balance, maybe with one hand on the floor, one hand behind. Maybe you can have both hands behind. And you want to reach with your belly onto the top of your leg. Good. Left hand down. Maybe use a block, maybe not. You have always different heights. Bend your right knee. Or first open it up. Always do the steps that you need into half moon. And then bend your knee. Good. If you can't reach, stay in half moon, stay in standing split, or take your hand on the inside of the foot because you want to keep the chest open. And then slowly, this is a class for balancing. So trust the core, trust yourself. Come into dancers, lifting up your chest. Steady the gaze. slowly come down. Come back into low lunge. Good. Maybe just move a little bit. And then cycle through vinyasa or skip everything and just rest in child's pose. Good. Make sure your neck is relaxed. So you can always do some extra movements. Say yes and no. And then take small steps forward. Take your time. And simply roll up the spine one notch at a time. Keep breathing in the transitions. And just enjoy the mountain pose. So hold it here. Close your eyes. I'm going to dismantle this because it's nicer to see the mirror. The sun is gone. Good. If your eyes are still closed, open up the eyes. With your inhale, circle the arms to the sky. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale to lift the chest. And with your exhale, step back into plank. Good. Hold the plank. Okay, we're going to balance on the outer edge of the right foot and on the right hand. So feel free to keep your left hand on the floor for a moment. You can also have your left foot in front of your hip, or you can stack the feet and really lift up through the pelvis. Hold it here. Good. If you want to add on, lift one leg. And then come back to the middle. Cycle through another vinyasa. And from here, roll back into plank and set up for your own variation of a side plank. You can easily keep your right foot on the floor. Important thing is to lift up the pelvis so you feel the oblique muscles. Pull your navel in. Your legs are strong. You want to open up. The right arm is an extension of your left. Maybe take a variation and then cycle through another vinyasa. We're all going to meet in downward facing dog. Good. Now, balancing is not only in our feet, but don't worry. If you're scared, you can go towards a wall. Just walk your left foot slightly forward and then extend your right leg in the air. And now you can take just a little bit small hops. So you want to lift up your right leg. So you have a feeling of an inversion. You're not going into the full pose. See if you can hold it each time a little bit longer. And then land softly. Good. And then try the other leg. So one leg is strong and extended, and a jumping leg is super light. So you want to make sure that you land softly. Just to play a little bit. Good. And once you have done both legs, take a child's pose. Just relax. And then lift up the upper body. Swing your legs forward. We're going to balance on the sitting bones. So make sure that you don't slouch here. You want to keep your chest lifted. You can hold on the backside of your legs first. And you might as well just stay here or come into both. So balancing on the sitting bones. And from here, you can extend your arms. Good. Now we're going to play a little bit. Peace fingers. grab the big toes, open up the knees. Now, slightly roll more to the front.